Hello good gamers, today I will be showing you my first retro handheld console. The price range for these fun gadgets starts from super budget to quite frankly, super ridiculous. The Anbernic RG40XXV I'm showing you today falls within the budget range. I opted for some bells and whistles with mine, which ended up costing me only £65.50 all in. Keep an eye on the Aliexpress promotions because it does go on discount regularly. You can click on my links below and use the discount codes in the description box or comment section to save some extra bob. For the price I paid, the RG40 comes with a carry case, a 128GB memory card, and of course, the handheld, delivered from Aliexpress, which is a great place to buy these retro handhelds because it seems they have every model in stock. And there are many to choose from, so where do you even begin? My advice is to start by deciding how much power you want. Decide if you want your handheld to run up to Game Boy Advance stuff, or do you want it to go all the way up to N64 and beyond. When you're sure about that, you need to think about form factor. The V in my model indicates a vertical form. These also come in horizontal and SP options, with varying screen sizes. This is all down to preference and personal needs. Finally, you can then decide what extras it comes with, like a carry case and memory cards. I would highly recommend you pay the extra for a carry case. It's nothing to write home about, but it does fit the handheld's dimensions perfectly. And whilst earlier editions of these Anbernic handhelds came with unreliable memory cards, they've started bundling them with better SD cards by Kioxia. I think that's how you say it. So those should be safe to go for as well. I will link a superb community-made Google Sheet that breaks down capabilities, screen sizes, processors and more, so you can really narrow down the right one for you, along with a great guide by Retro Game Core to get you started. Most of the models listed on the Google Sheet should be available from Aliexpress, and you'll find a link to my exact one below. Before I show you some games running on this, let's talk about this form factor I've opted for. The RG40 has a similar look to the original Game Boy. It has a 4-inch IPS screen with curved edges and a smooth OCA laminated tempered glass finish, which looks fantastic. We have a non-pivoted D-pad, function buttons, 4 face buttons and an analog stick. You can use this in place of the D-pad if you prefer. It feels good enough to me, but I can imagine some people might consider this a bit stiff, but it hasn't bothered me yet. On the bottom right there is a single mono speaker, and this goes surprisingly loud. I have the volume way down to keep my neighbours happy. There are 4 clicky shoulder buttons on the back, and because they're sloped, it's much easier to reach the inside ones than you think. Around the edges we have our essentials. We've got a volume button, a USB-C charging port and headphone socket, a power button and reset button, a mini HDMI out, and 2 SD card slots. On my one, the first included SD card is loaded with the operating system, and the second one is loaded with my games. 2 things stumped me when I received my unit, so take note if you're going for this model. The first is that the SD cards have to be pushed in very deeply. Make sure the blue side of the card is facing down and go gently and slow until you hear the click. And the first time you turn this on, you need to hold the power button for a seriously long time. I counted to almost 40 before my unit finally turned on. From then on, it only takes about 5 to 10 seconds to power up. It has a matted texture, and after fingering it a few times, I can confirm that it's quite good at fighting off fingerprints. It's not the most precisely and rugged built handheld, but it's decent overall. I don't think it will survive a drop on hard floor, and that's why you should get the case with this to keep it safe whilst on standby. Now what if your hands start to get crampy or your neck feels sore? Well, the RG40 has Bluetooth, so you can connect your own controller and use the HDMI out to get a feed on your TV for a full couch experience. If you're going to play on your TV, I recommend looking up some guides on how to optimize this experience. The games run on RetroArch, which is a very powerful and comprehensive emulator that I'm still getting to grips with myself. There should be plenty of guides on Reddit and YouTube to help with this. Now let's take a look at the App Center. The interesting ones for most of us will be the ebook reader, video, and music player. This song you're listening to now is Good Good Feeling by Ghosthood, and I found it on Audiio by using their clever link match AI feature. This feature allows you to paste in the URL of a song from YouTube or Spotify, for example, and will give you the best match they have in their library. In my case, I've been watching Solo Leveling Season 2 and wanted a track similar to that sick closing theme. I just grabbed the link from YouTube, pasted it into Link Match AI, and was given a list of songs to choose from. You can even download individual stems like only the drum track or only the vocals for even more control over your project. If you're a creator and need music for your personal and professional projects, check out my link below and use code SAVE70 for 70% off your first year of Audiio Pro. Thank you for not skipping this ad, and I hope you've got an idea now of how versatile the RG40 is. Having games, books, video and music available can make this an all-in-one unit for your travel entertainment needs. Okay, so I hope that gave you some insight into the RG40. My favorite thing about this gadget is probably this splendid 4-inch screen. And I'm also quite impressed at how well it runs the games I've tried. What it offers for the price is pretty good, especially if you want to dip in, learn how these devices work, and then either keep this as your perfectly adequate endgame handheld, or look into other available options depending on your personal requirements. I think it's a fantastic way to start your journey in this hobby. I like it and I think you will too. So if the RG40 sounds interesting, click on my link below and don't forget to use my discount codes for some extra money off. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. The advice from the community is to clear the included memory card and load it up with your own curation of ROMs. This is because poor quality ROMs can crash and glitch, and if you don't want to encounter such cases, you might want to go ahead and do that. I'm going to take my chances, so let's see how a few classic games will run on the RG40.